All right, folks, it's your old pal Rampador. I got 2 ramps. I did some intel on this place before I came here, and I saw there was a shit show. This is the shit show. It's a crosswalk. It's a crosswalk. But look, it's a crosswalk to nowhere. You're basically in a perpetual crosswalk here. Look at this. Look at this. So I'm going to set up my ramp out here. All right, there we go. El Rampador in the house. Now I have my other ramp I have to set up over here. All right, so I got my ramps, and it's official protest. This is an official protest for crosswalk accessibility here in Salem. There's an absolute shit show here in Salem. This is what we have to do here. You gotta bring your own ramps here in Salem.
It's understandable that people in the crosswalk have the right of way.
Yes.
Okay. Going back and forth is another issue.
Okay, how many times am I allowed to go back and forth?
As needed.
Okay, I need to protest this issue for disabled
I
vets.
understand. You're more than welcome to protest.
And that's what I'm doing.
I'm a veteran. You talked to him earlier.
Right,
He's a veteran.
that's what I'm doing.
My friend, he's a veteran.
I do this all over New Jersey.
You're causing a hazard by constantly going back and forth.
I'm going here. I'm going there. I'm not stopping in the crosswalk. That's why I set the ramps up, so I wouldn't be stuck in the crosswalk, causing a situation. I know.
That, but you know how people are driving. Okay.
But we're going to create awareness today for
I'm blaming
that.
you for this. But you got to be more cautious. You can't just run out.
Oh, I know.
Because when she drove by, you actually looked both ways. If that second car drove by, you didn't look. You can't just like haphazardly go straight in.
Oh no, I've been doing this for years. They own I do this.
Remember when we spoke this morning?
Yes.
And I said, I didn't mind. I appreciate the calls. Just stay off to the side here. And now you're coming back and you're setting this stuff up. You've only been out here for how long? Maybe a couple minutes?
5 minutes.
We've already received several phone calls from civilians driving by.
Okay.
Complaining.
Well, then you should write them the tickets.
Like I said,
that car's already been stopped.
Yeah, because when they call the cops on El Rampador, when you call the cops on El Rampador, you call the cops on yourself.
like I said, I appreciate the calls, but we just can't have you going back and forth like this in the crosswalk.
So I'm going to stop. I have to stop first and then go over, right?
No.
Right?
See, we're trying to work with you.
Right.
Just listen. If you want to leave the ramps there for right now, that's fine. If you got to go across, you can't just sit here and then go across back and forth.
Why?
Because you're impeding traffic.
I have a right to travel freely. Freedom and liberty. You took an oath to the Constitution.
That's fine.
That means that you're supposed to support my constitutional rights, the freedom and liberty. They don't have the freedom and liberty when they're driving a privileged car. They have a privilege to drive, sir. That's a privilege. I have a right to travel freely.
At this point, it's creating a hazard, right?
I'm not creating a hazard. Look, sir, I have cones up here. And if I'm not being detained, I'd like to continue my work for the disabled vets that I'm trying to support right now. Thank you, sir. Somebody get Jim Miller on the phone and Ed Fortune and tell him I'm down here and I'm having problems with the police. Tell them to call now because now I am. So they have to stop or no? I don't know. I think once I'm on the ramp, I think the ramp is actually part of the crosswalk now. Is the ramp part of the crosswalk or no? I don't think so. No, it's after the ramp, right? Like, I'm not in the crosswalk at this point. Am I in the crosswalk right now? I am. So they have to stop at this point, pretty much. Okay. All right. Got it. All right. So that
all it goes with being cautious about it.
Right.
5 feet from it, you enter.
Oh, no. I give them like 20, 30 feet because.
That's why I said about the second car. That's what happened. You kind of just went in. They were all
Right. Yeah, they're going way too fast on the street too.
What can we do to have you just come off to the side right here and keep you out of the crosswalk right now?
keep me out of the crosswalk. I want to, but I want to be in the crosswalk.
I mean, you're welcome to like protest, but do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I get it, and I appreciate your concern for my safety.
Yeah.
But they're creating the hazard, not me. I have a right to this sidewalk, don't I? This crosswalk. I have a right to it, right?
You do, to cross it as needed when you have to.
And I can cross it all day as a protest,
but
right?
But we don't have people that come here and just cross and go back and forth just because they feel like it.
Right, I'm protesting.
What you're trying
It's
to,
a protest, though.
what you're trying to do. What you're trying
First
to say.
Amendment. I need you to
position you somewhere else here. So that way you're still being viewed, but just not going back.
I need to do this. This is what I have. This is how I got a traffic light in Bayonne for this. In Bayonne, they have a very bad intersection. Is your body came on?
Yeah.
Okay. In Bayonne, there's very bad intersections. So we fought for a traffic light on Avenue C and 49th Street. It's a turnpike artery. It's very dangerous. People are afraid to cross the street. So we got that light. It took a couple of years of us doing stuff like this. We got a couple of years in, we did it. Now we're fighting for a light on Broadway at 49th. And it's for a blind person. A blind person reached out to me and asked me, can you fight for a traffic light for blind people? I said, what's that? They said, you hit the button and it goes, wait, 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 wait. And it's for blind people. I was ignorant to that. So now I'm fighting for a traffic light for blind people on Broadway, 49th in Bayonne. So this is what we have to do to get things done in life.
Yeah, you're all the way up in Bayonne.
I'm in Bayonne. I drove 2 hours to come here, yeah.
So home's up in Bayonne?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was your name?
My name's El Rampador.
El Rampador.
They want me to go to the side, and I'm trying to explain to them that this is the problem, that we want to focus on the problem, create awareness so they can fix it, you know, and I have a right to this sidewalk. These cars have a privilege to drive. I have a right to travel freely and First Amendment. And this is a protest. I'm protesting this. So, and I think it's safe. I think it's very safe.
I mean, we can go about it other ways, too. I mean, if
There's a lot of ways. I've been to the council. Hold on. Let me continue my work here. Thank you.